Have you ever wondered what might happen if you abruptly stop taking your daily vitamins after the age of 65? So many of us, once we pass a certain milestone birthday, become more mindful of our health and possibly start adding various supplements to our routine. But maybe you've reached a point where you question whether the pills and capsules are really necessary, or perhaps you simply grew tired of the ritual. Before making that decision, it's important to understand that vitamins are more than just a marketing gimmick. They can be a key factor in helping your body cope with the natural changes of aging, supporting everything from bone strength to brain function. In this video, we're going to examine 5 potentially dangerous consequences that can arise if you stop taking vitamins after 65. By the end, you'll have a clearer picture of why these nutrients are vital and what you can do to protect your health, even if you prefer to get your vitamins in more natural ways. Stay with me all the way through, because the last consequence might surprise you by revealing how a deficiency can silently worsen existing conditions you've been managing for years. Let's start by addressing the elephant in the room. No matter how balanced your diet, aging bodies often have different nutritional requirements than younger ones. It's not always about how many calories you eat, but the quality and variety of nutrients that become harder to absorb or metabolize over time. As we grow older, our digestive system naturally changes. Stomach acid levels can decrease, making it more difficult to break down foods and extract essential vitamins and minerals. Our kidneys and liver may also become less efficient at filtering out toxins or converting certain nutrients into their active forms. And this shift can be so subtle that it's easy to overlook until one day you notice a lack of energy, dull hair, brittle nails, or more frequent infections. If you stop taking supplements that might have been compensating for these age challenges, you could be stripping your body of a safety net it relied on more than you realized. The first dangerous consequence is an increased susceptibility to nutrient deficiencies that sap your energy and overall vitality. Think of vitamins as the spark plugs in your body's engine. Even if you're fueling up with quality foods, you still need the right micronutrients to help convert that food into usable energy. Without adequate levels of B vitamins, for example, your cells can't effectively produce ATP, which is the energy currency in your body. This might lead you to feel persistently fatigued, lacking the stamina you once had for everyday tasks like shopping, gardening, or even walking around the block. Some individuals also notice changes in mood or motivation, which can be mistakenly attributed solely to just getting older. But in truth, a vitamin B12 or folate deficiency can manifest as brain fog, irritability, or even mild depression. Once you've stopped your supplements, your body might deplete whatever stores you have left in a matter of weeks or months, and by then the damage has been quietly accumulating. Meanwhile, other deficiencies, like vitamin D or iron, could linger in the background, gradually undermining your immune system or oxygen-carrying capacity. It's not just about feeling tired. It can become a spiral that affects how well you recover from illnesses, how strong your muscles remain, and even how stable your mood is from day to day. The second consequence involves your immune resilience taking a nosedive, leaving you more exposed to infections and harder recoveries. A robust immune system relies on a wide range of nutrients, including vitamin C, D, E, and certain B vitamins, along with minerals like zinc and selenium. While it's true that you can get a decent amount of these from a balanced diet, many seniors simply don't eat enough or have consistent meals to ensure adequate coverage. Appetites may wane due to medications or slower digestion, and taste preferences might shift, making certain nutritious foods less appealing. Once you quit taking supplements, you remove that buffer. You might notice that colds or flu come around more frequently, and they take longer to shake off. Cuts and bruises might heal more slowly, and allergies or sinus issues could flare up more often. An undernourished immune system is like a castle with weakened walls. Germs can invade more easily, and once inside, they can do more damage. For instance, vitamin C helps your body form collagen, which is not only important for your skin and joints, but also for supporting the integrity of mucous membranes in your nose, throat, and lungs, your first line of defense against airborne pathogens. Likewise, vitamin D influences how effectively certain immune cells recognize and attack invaders. If you stop taking your vitamin D supplement, especially if you live in a region with limited sunlight, your levels might plummet. making you a prime target for seasonal illnesses and possibly more severe infections. If you're still watching and finding this helpful, please comment energy below so I know you're here. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications if you haven't already, because we have more discussions lined up about staying healthy, active, and confident well beyond 65. Now, let's move on to a third danger: an accelerated loss of bone density that can increase fracture risk, an outcome that can drastically change your quality of life in a single unfortunate fall. Bone health is a delicate balancing act of calcium, vitamin D, phosphorus, magnesium, and vitamin K, among other nutrients. As you age, your ability to absorb calcium efficiently declines, and the hormonal shifts of later life, especially post-menopause for women, can trigger rapid bone density loss. Supplements like vitamin D and calcium often work in tandem, since vitamin D helps transport calcium from the bloodstream into your bones. If you stop supplementing and your dietary intake isn't up to par, your body may pull calcium out of your bones to maintain critical blood levels, leaving your skeletal structure increasingly brittle. The result might be osteopenia or osteoporosis, progressing faster than it would otherwise. A hip or spine fracture in your senior years can be debilitating, sometimes leading to extended hospital stays, physical therapy, or even long-term issues with mobility. The fear of falling again can lead some older adults to become less active, which ironically weakens bones and muscles further, perpetuating the cycle. Additionally, certain vitamins like K2, found in foods like natto, cheese, and eggs, help guide calcium into the bones rather than letting it accumulate in arteries. By discontinuing a supplement regimen that might include K2, you also risk the potential of calcium depositing where it shouldn't, affecting vascular health. All of this underscores how vitamin intake isn't a minor detail. It's a fundamental support for bones that hold you upright and allow you to live independently for as long as possible. A fourth consequence is the potential for cognitive decline, which can surface subtly but can have profound effects on daily life. Vitamins, especially B12, folate, and even certain antioxidants like vitamins C and E, play supporting roles in maintaining the health of your neurons and the protective myelin sheath around nerve fibers. B12, for instance, helps in forming red blood cells and supporting neurological function. Deficiencies can manifest as numbness in the extremities, balance problems, or memory lapses that gradually worsen. While not the only factor in cognitive health, genetics, lifestyle, and social engagement matter too. Nutrition is a cornerstone you can control. If you stop supplementing and fail to get enough nutrients through food alone, you might notice that your mental clarity starts slipping. Perhaps you can't recall names as easily, or you struggle with tasks that once felt routine. Some older adults also become more susceptible to mood disturbances, from mild anxiety to more severe depressive episodes, partly because the brain's chemistry relies on a steady stream of micronutrients for neurotransmitter production. This kind of decline can sneak up on you, making it easy to attribute early warning signs to normal aging. But in many cases, ensuring an adequate intake of key vitamins might slow or reduce the impact of these changes. While it's important not to expect a vitamin to cure serious cognitive diseases outright, giving your brain the best possible nutritional support is a proactive way to preserve quality of life. The fifth and final dangerous consequence might be the most surprising: exacerbation of chronic conditions you already have under control. Many older adults have ailments like high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, arthritis, or heart disease. Although vitamins are not cures, certain nutrients can help you manage these conditions more effectively by reducing inflammation, supporting circulation, or stabilizing blood glucose levels. For instance, vitamin B1, thiamine, plays a crucial role in carbohydrate metabolism, which is particularly relevant if you have diabetes or prediabetes. Without enough thiamine, your cells might struggle to process glucose efficiently, potentially leading to higher blood sugar readings. If you've been taking a B-complex supplement that helps keep those levels in check and suddenly drop it, you may see your blood sugar spike unexpectedly. Similarly, for those with high blood pressure, certain minerals like magnesium can help relax blood vessels, and vitamins like vitamin D and potassium can also contribute to stable readings. If you eliminate your supplementation, your blood pressure might creep upward, and you or your doctor might struggle to figure out why. Vitamin C and E, both known for their antioxidant properties, can also help modulate inflammatory processes that worsen conditions like arthritis. Discontinuing them may lead to increased joint stiffness or more frequent flare-ins. Even mild anemia, if kept in check by iron or folate supplementation, could return with a vengeance, causing dizziness and breathlessness. This is why doctors sometimes scratch their heads when patients who were previously stable start having worse lab results or new symptoms. The underlying issue can be as simple as a change in a supplement regimen that was compensating for nutrient gaps. Now you might be thinking, do I really have to rely on pills for the rest of my life? Not necessarily. The best approach is always a well-rounded diet rich in whole foods, including fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins, and healthy fats. But realistically, even the best diets can fall short for seniors, who may face challenges like reduced appetite, limited access to fresh produce, dental issues making certain foods difficult to chew, or digestive problems that hamper nutrient absorption. You may also be on medications that interfere with how your body uses vitamins. For example, certain diuretics can flush out water-soluble vitamins quickly, while antacids or proton pump inhibitors can reduce the absorption of B12 and other nutrients. In such cases, supplements can fill in the gaps. That said, before you decide to start or stop taking anything, consult with a healthcare professional for personalized advice. They may run blood tests to see if you have any specific deficiencies or if your levels are on the borderline. Another point to consider is that not all vitamins are created equal. The supplement market is vast and quality can vary dramatically. Some over-the-counter brands might contain fillers or lack potency, meaning you aren't getting the dosage stated on the label. Others might have forms of vitamins that your body doesn't easily absorb. For instance, older adults often do better with the methylcobalamin form of vitamin B12 rather than cyanocobalamin because it's more bioavailable. If you stopped taking a low-quality vitamin and never noticed any negative effects, it could be that the supplement wasn't doing much in the first place. But that doesn't mean your body doesn't need the nutrient. It just means you need a better source. Also, more is not always better. Some vitamins, especially the fat-soluble ones like A, D, E, and K, can build up to toxic levels if you take excessive doses. This is why it's crucial to find the right balance for your specific needs. If you've made it this far, please drop a comment saying health first so I know you're still with me. And if you're not yet subscribed, do so now. And click the notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos about nurturing your body, maintaining independence, and enjoying your golden years to the fullest. So, how do you know if you're experiencing any of these 5 dangerous consequences? Pay attention to subtle signs like lingering fatigue, more frequent illnesses, increased aches, pains, or fractures, mental fog or mood swings, and a resurgence or worsening of any chronic condition. These signals might be your body's way of saying it's missing some crucial nutrients that you once supplied via supplementation. For those who've already stopped vitamins and are feeling uncertain, one practical approach is to get a blood test for key markers: vitamin D, B12, iron, and folate levels, plus a complete blood count and possibly thyroid function. If your results indicate deficiencies, you'll have concrete evidence that your body's calling out for more support. If your levels are fine, you can discuss with your healthcare provider the possibility of maintaining a nutrient-dense diet without supplements or exploring other interventions. Also, remember that lifestyle factors like regular exercise, good sleep hygiene, and stress management go hand in hand with nutrition to keep your body functioning at its best. For example, weight-bearing exercises help maintain bone density and muscle mass, which can partially compensate for a deficiency in calcium or vitamin D. Still, combining exercise with the right dietary and supplemental intake typically yields better, more sustainable outcomes. Let's also take a moment to talk about the social aspects of health after 65. Many seniors live alone or don't have a consistent support system to encourage healthy habits. If you find yourself skipping meals or defaulting to quick, processed foods, you could unwittingly deprive your body of essential nutrients. Over time, it becomes harder to bounce back from deficiencies because your body has fewer reserves. Supplements can be a literal lifeline in these scenarios. especially if finances or mobility issues limit your grocery shopping options. If you've chosen to stop taking vitamins simply because it felt like a chore, consider whether you can build a more pleasurable routine around your supplement intake, maybe pairing it with a short walk or a relaxing tea break, so it doesn't feel like yet another pill to swallow. Another crucial aspect is medication interactions. Some seniors stop vitamins because they worry about potential conflicts with prescription drugs. This concern is valid. Calcium can interfere with the absorption of certain medications, iron can block others, and vitamin K can affect blood thinners like warfarin. That's why it's vital to have a conversation with your doctor or pharmacist. They can guide you on timing. Maybe you take your vitamins in the morning and your medications at night, or vice versa. If you abruptly stop your supplements because you're unsure how they fit alongside your prescriptions, you could be shortchanging your nutrition while not necessarily solving the drug interaction issue. Proper scheduling often alleviates these concerns, ensuring you get the best of both worlds: effective medication management and adequate nutrient intake. It's also worth noting that some older adults rely on fortified foods like cereals, orange juice, or dairy products enriched with vitamins. While these can help, they aren't always enough if your digestive efficiency is compromised. Moreover, heavily processed fortification might not be as beneficial as the natural synergy found in whole foods or a targeted supplement. If you're someone who has historically used daily vitamins to fill in the gaps, seizing them could expose you to deficiencies previously masked by artificial fortification or a pill. And these deficiencies might not be obvious until your hair starts thinning noticeably, your nails become brittle, or your blood pressure sneaks upward despite following your usual healthy routines. You might be wondering how quickly these negative effects can set in after stopping vitamins. The timeline varies based on the nutrient in question. Vitamin C, being water-soluble, can leave your system rapidly. Within a couple of weeks, you might notice an uptick in bruising or a slower healing of wounds if you'd been borderline deficient. On the other hand, vitamin B12 can remain stored in the liver for months or even years. Yet once you dip below a certain level, neurological symptoms might arise without immediate clues pointing to B12 deficiency. Bone density changes also take a while to manifest, which is why they're so insidious. By the time you realize your bones have weakened, reversing that loss becomes challenging. That's why consistency is key. Preventing deficiencies is easier than trying to correct them once they've taken hold. If you remain unconvinced, consider speaking to seniors who had a strong supplement routine, stopped it, and then observed a noticeable decline in how they felt or functioned. Personal anecdotes aren't clinical proof, but they can illustrate a pattern. Some will say they didn't realize how much better they slept or how stable their moods were until they lost that equilibrium. Others might share that they used to sail through minor illnesses but suddenly found themselves laid up in bed longer, needing more antibiotics or doctor's visits. Of course, correlation isn't always causation. Other life changes could be at play, but enough older adults have these stories to make it worth taking notice. What if you're someone who's never taken vitamins at all and feels fine? That's possible. Genetics, impeccable diet, or an active lifestyle can keep you healthy well into your later years. However, the questions, could I feel even better? Or is there a deficiency lurking beneath the surface, might be worth exploring, especially if you occasionally experience unexplained fatigue or slow recovery from colds. A nutritional assessment or blood work could reveal the truth. You might find out that your diet is exemplary and you don't need extra pills. Or you might discover you're borderline deficient in something that could improve your well-being once corrected. Let's recap the 5 dangerous consequences of stopping vitamins after 65. First, you risk an energy slump and general nutritional deficiency, which can harm your overall vitality. Second, your immune defenses can weaken, opening you up to more frequent and severe infections. Third, your bone density may decline more rapidly, setting you up for fractures that can drastically impair your independence. Fourth, cognitive issues can creep in or intensify, manifesting as memory lapses, brain fog, or mood changes. Fifth and finally, you can exacerbate chronic conditions you thought you had under control, like hypertension, diabetes, or arthritis, because the supportive role of vitamins is suddenly taken away. Each of these risks can unfold silently at first, meaning you won't necessarily get an immediate, dramatic warning signal. By the time it becomes obvious, reversing course can be more difficult, more expensive, and more emotionally draining. If you're still with me, leave a comment saying stay healthy so I'll know you made it to the end. And don't forget to share this video with friends or family who might be pondering the same issue of whether to keep taking vitamins. Education is one of the most powerful tools for maintaining health in our golden years. If you're unsure about your own supplement plan, discuss it with a healthcare provider who understands geriatric nutrition. They can guide you on which vitamins you truly need, the best dosages, and how to space them relative to meals and medications. Before closing, I'd like to emphasize that vitamins are not a magical fix for every ailment. They're part of a bigger picture that also includes balanced meals, exercise, proper hydration, and a sense of purpose or social engagement. However, ignoring the role of micronutrients, especially when your body's absorption and metabolism aren't what they used to be, can leave you vulnerable in ways you might not expect. Supplements, when chosen wisely and taken consistently, serve as a safety net to help you keep living with energy, resilience, and independence. Thanks for staying tuned. I hope this deep dive has clarified the potential pitfalls of stopping vitamins after 65 and helped you see how these small nutrients can make a big impact on your everyday life. I appreciate your time and commitment to better health. Stay curious, stay proactive, and I'll see you in the next video.